Did you stop doing triangles because people pass your guard when you do them? Do you have that guy that baits the triangle to get the pass? Today, I'm going to show you how to punish them. Thumb in the collar, keep that posture broken, and really take advantage of the fact that they want to use that triangle to pass the guard.
All right, so I've got Ian in my closed guard, and he's doing the big no-no. He's down, no posture, he's got his hands resting on the floor, and I know that he's got big shoulders. He doesn't, but I have training partners that do, okay? And so I need to use my imagination. My thumb is gonna go into the collar, and I'm here, and a lot of times I'll keep that elbow tucked, and I'll just sit here and see what they're gonna do. All right, I wait for a minute. They're not interested in moving, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my outside hand, I'm gonna stuff into a triangle. So far, we look about normal in our triangle. But Ian was waiting for this. He knows that this is bad. If he chills out here and he doesn't move, he tells me he doesn't want to pass, right? I'll put my foot on the hip, I can transfer my hand to my own shin, I can start getting my body angle and coming out to the side. But in this instance, when I come here, Ian's like, what? I can't get triangled, I'm gonna pass. So when he starts to pass, I'm gonna underhook, and I'm going to allow him to pull that arm out. When that arm comes out, I need to orientate my wrist against the neck, I'm gonna triangle my legs, and I'm gonna finish right here. What we need to remember is that when we get a triangle, on one side, we're pushing the shoulder into the neck, and on the other side, our thigh is seated against the neck. In this instance, our balled up fist is gonna do the job of what his shoulder would. Remember, we're letting him pull his arm out. We still have a good seed with our thigh against the side of the neck, but as he starts to turn, what you're gonna see is that grip from the back of the neck is gonna turn into the side of the neck, just like the shoulder did. So when I bring my other leg over top of it, the inside of your thigh will push your fist into the side of the neck, and it will be extremely tight. Now, wrist orientation is very important. We do want that bony insertion part of the wrist towards the neck and not the curvature of the wrist. If you have the curved wrist against the neck, it might feel a little bit like a crank, which, by IBJJF rules, if it has a legitimate choke, we can crank on the neck a little bit. We don't want it to be a neck crank, but you can't defend a choke by turning and making it a neck crank. Okay, let's look at it again. Same angle, and then we'll look at a bunch of angles. All right, so I'm here, good thumb in, and you can see that I'm keeping my forearm tight against the neck. I don't want you to bow up. If he gets to the side, that's a different game, okay? So I'm here, control, I stuff. Now he starts to move. As he moves, I'm gonna underhook. I'm gonna allow that arm to come out. But you can see I'm keeping this arm tight. I'm gonna allow that arm to come out. When that arm comes out, I come here. Guys, I'm choking him already, so he's probably thinking more about the choke than getting his arm out. Let's look at it a couple different angles. All right, so Ian is down. Again, that thumb is in the collar. My forearm is tight. So we're seeing the other angle now. If you want to come in here and start coming into these stuffs, you can. Typically, I go with the thumb grip, just stuff it right here. Keep in mind that when he realizes what happens, if I'm throwing up a triangle and he tries to posture, that hand right there is going to catch him right in the kill zone. Awesome. That's what we want. So he starts to pass. I do underhook. I allow that arm to come out. I'm going to triangle my legs, and I come right here. If he starts pushing on the face, it doesn't matter, all right? You must keep that forearm turned in. That's why we showed the other angle first, because it's more important. Thumb in the collar, forearm is tight. You can't let this elbow bow. If you do, they're actually going to pass your triangle. Tight, hand in, over top. He starts to pass. I'm curving that arm, keeping that elbow tucked, lock in and tight. Control, hand, stuff. He starts to pass. Curving that elbow in, I allow him to take that arm out. Here and tight. One more time, let's look at that forearm, okay? One more time, because that elbow tightness is super important. You ready, Ian?
I'm ready.
Okay. Thumb in, stuff, tight. From here, oh, he didn't move, triangle. He starts to move. I allow him to pull that arm out, tight. Is it tight?
It's tight.
It's super tight, guys. But it's all about that wrist being in the right place. You're going to have to hold it down. The natural inclination or the natural intuition is to allow that arm to come out. Don't. Keep it tight. Lock up that triangle. Same squeeze. When we're here, we squeeze our knees together in this fashion. Here, as well as down here. Okay? Good, tight position. I really love that thumb grip.